welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a little upgrade to the AAP-01C Mini Mamba. I'm looking to get a little bit more power out of it. Right now it's got an 84mm barrel, inner barrel. It shoots great, but it's only 0.84 joules. I'm looking to get, it's a perfect fit, the 84, it's 84-86, flush with the outer there. Shoots really well for such a short barrel, but I'm looking to get the power up for an event sidearm where they can shoot 1.5 joule. I'm not going to get that much out of it, but looking to get at least closer to a joule. Got a few different barrels to choose from. Big fan of the Maple Leaf Crazy Jet, as you can see. Got a 100mm. I think that's the one I tried to put in the SMP that did not work out that well. Then a 113 and a 117. These are high kappa length. I'll use one of these most likely. Also have a shitload of different buckings to choose from. 50 degree, 60 degree, Autobot and Decepticon. Also have a Quantum, I'm not even going to try to say 4 in front of it. Quad, Quantum, whatever. Not sure what I'm going to put in there yet. It has a 60 degree Maple Leaf something right now. I don't know which one. We'll find out when we disassemble it. The only prerequisite is that whenever I install the new inner barrel, that it leaves me enough room to put in either an Ace Tech Blaster M at the very end or Brighter R. I normally use the Brighter R in here because it was lower power. I was running 2 5s in it. The perk to that was if you run BBs as low weight as 2 5s, you could use red tracers. So I would try to use red tracers for the bottom 10 rounds or so. Then the top of the mag, all green tracers. It would give me a visual indication, hey, the mag's running low, get ready to switch. But if I'm up in the power, I'm going to up the BB weight too, so I probably won't even use the Brighter R. I'll probably drill some holes in the end of the suppressor and let some blast shine through there. Anyway, I'm going to disassemble this thing and find out what I need, or what is the best fit barrel wise. I think these are 2mm. I think some are 2, some are 2.5. That's a 2.5. No, it's not. It was a 2. That was just very loose. I don't like that. Look how much play that has. That's crazy. The 2.5 will not fit. Well, we'll risk it for the biscuit and use the 2. Don't strip, don't strip, don't strip. This has some Loctite in it from last time. Turn down the music a little bit so I don't get hit with some copyright. Lint and dog hair all over this. Wonderful. Alright, there's the front one. The rear one. I think I have to take out the front sight ones as well. Oh man, those are tight in there. It's not 2.5mm, damn it. I mean, are these standard? Let's go ahead and take everything off. keep all the parts and pieces together so I don't lose them. It's been a while since I've taken one of these apart. That's the TDC hop-up adjustment. I guess I could pull that out just to be certain that's not holding it in. I guess that makes sense that it might. It's also Loctited in pretty well. Got tired of the hop-up bouncing around on me. Once you get it Loctited in, it actually holds the adjustment pretty well. Okay, so this wants to come out the back now, so it was the TDC holding it in. I don't know why I thought it came out the front. Sadly, that means these guys need to be removed, which this is 2mm, so that's good. Likely that's shorter in the front, probably a longer one in the back that goes through the bolt. Again, it's probably been about a year since I've disassembled one of these. I can't really remember how everything goes. Alright, well that's just going to stay in there. There we go. Alright, so now we have the hop-up chamber. I think that is a Decepticon. I don't see a line in the front of the contact patch. Autobots have that little line cut out in the front of the contact patch. Decepticons do not. They're straight diamond, triangle, whatever you want to say. The Autobots have that little notch in front. This appears to be a Decepticon. If the wear isn't too bad, I'll probably just leave this in, because 60-degree Decepticon is my jam. But I've got plenty of extras. I may replace it if there's any signs of wear. I also, number one, need to find a screwdriver. Alright, I need a small screwdriver, probably a PH1. Alright, so that's the TDC block with that long screw. That is the Omega nub. Alright, take the rest of it apart here. Man, I guess it was a couple years ago when I built this Mini Mamba upper. I don't even remember seeing these parts. It's been a long time since I've opened this thing up. Alright, that should be it right here. Alright, first things first, need to inspect the bucking and see if it's worth keeping or replacing. It's definitely got crap transferred to it. I mean, I'm really not sure. I would really need some alcohol and wipe all this residue off. But I mean, we're splitting hairs here. We're talking about a $10 bucking when I'm already doing an upgrade. So let's just throw a new one in. I'll clean that one up later and save it for a backup. Alright, Alright, I probably should have gotten a more precise measurement when it was all assembled, but hindsight's 2020. This is the 100 millimeter. This is the 84 I just pulled out. I'm just gonna throw the 100 back in, or I'm sorry, throw the 100 in for the first time. Something is not jiving. See what it is. Oh, there it goes. Alright, no screws. We're going to raw dog it. You know what? That was stupid. Let's just throw one screw in it. How about that? That'll make more sense. Alright. Going for a dry fit here. The correct way would probably make sense. Alright, that's where that screw is going to line up. Put a, what was it, 2. Oh, come on now, don't be like that. Alright, it's temporarily held in place. Let's do a little test fit here. Brother, I think that's it. I don't know if I can get away with much longer than that. Technically, that barrel can go inside this tracer a little bit because the motion sensor and UV doesn't start immediately. The next size up is 113 millimeter. That's a 100 millimeter in here now. Next size up is half of an inch. That's probably going to get in the way. I'm probably going to cut my losses and call it a 100 millimeter install, and just whatever the joules I get out of that is whatever the joules I get. I will say I was very impressed with the range and accuracy I got with this tiny little 84, 86, whatever. I think it's an 84. Alright, so what I will do now is reach for the Loctite. This screw that I put in just to temporarily hold it, it's probably going to be well enough with leftover residue from the old Loctite, but I do not want anything moving from this. Throw a little thread locker blue, never red. I want this hop-up unit to be rock solid. Nothing, absolutely nothing to move again once this is installed. Alright, I think that one is from the TDC. I'll wipe off this excess. I can gum up on top a little bit, that's fine. Alright, here's the TDC sled. Here's the TDC nub. There's the Omega nub. Alright, that's the better way to do it. Put the TDC sled with nub inside. I'm sorry. Put the nub inside of the arm, if you will, even though it's not an arm if it's TDC, into the TDC sled. Then hold the chamber upside down. Yep, I put it in the wrong spot. This is the screw. Alright, now upside down. That's all into position. Now we get the long screw here. Some of you may be judging me right now, saying, man, that is way too much Loctite for such small parts. Well, the only thing I can say is you just saw me disassemble it, and I put that amount of Loctite on the last time, so it's not like it's welded in place. You can disassemble it. Nothing is permanent as long as you're using blue Loctite. You go using red, then you're screwed. But with blue, you can kind of go as heavy as you want. Let's just say I haven't been screwed by too much blue yet. Alright, that's the hop-up chamber TDC upgrade that comes with the Mini Mamba upper. That's the brand new Maple Leaf Decepticon 60 degree, Maple Leaf Omega nub, Maple Leaf Crazy Jet 100 millimeter. Let's throw this bitch back together and see what happens. Alright, it is seated into place. While I have this out, I'm not going to disassemble all this, but now is a good time to clean and relube. Alright, before I finish putting it together, I'm just going to give it a good wipe down. Alright. I believe this is the Waldo custom recoil spring. Still feels good. So now what I'm going to do, this is a mix between, and you'll have to excuse all the dog hair everywhere, there's just no getting around it. This is the Tech T gun salve. I've got 2 containers of these. One is the original that I use for O-rings and whatnot. This is a reduced viscosity version I use just for blowbacks. I don't like using oil by itself because I feel like the oil blows off with gas blowbacks. It's you throw it on and then it's pretty much gone after one use. And if you put on just grease, it's too thick and it'll lubricate parts, but it's gonna probably add a little bit of friction, being too viscous and slowing down the parts rubbing against themselves. So I like to do a little custom mixture here. It's gotten too thick since I mixed it last, so I'm adding more silicone lubricant. So I'm loosening up the grease. I'm basically just bridging the gap between grease and oil and making something in between. Spring and rod gets it. Rails gets it. The rails get it. It's a lot of plural. I don't know which plural to use there. The rails get it. You know what? Fuck it. That probably interacts with the top of the chamber, or the top of the receiver. You get the grease. You get the grease. Someone that's not maniacal like me would probably use a paintbrush to apply this stuff instead of being a fucking troglodyte and just spreading it all by finger, but I am what I am. Last thing I'm going to do is make sure, yep, I got grease on the end of the nozzle. That is where I do not want it. I don't want grease inside of that hop-up bucking. It still may take a couple hundred rounds fired out before all that's gone and it hops correctly, but that's okay. We're getting warmer. We are getting warmer. Put the rear sight back. That's what holds the bolt carrier group together. I know the other one was silver. Put this here. I think it's a 2.5 for these. No, it was not. It was a 2. If you're watching this video right now and you're saying, man, this guy's a clown, I could do better than that. What I'd say to you is, how dare you, sir? How dare you come into my home and speak to me like that? The audacity. Bro, this is not a 2mm. But it's not a 2.5. It shouldn't be standard. It should be metric. Whatever, it's tight. Alright, last steps. Let's throw a little, what's this, 1.5mm for the hop up, covered in grease, perfect. Right where you want the grease. Alright, it was about flush last time. I didn't take an accurate reading or measurement. We're just going to use flush as default. Last part right here. Here we go. Fucking dog hair again. We are back together. Alright, it's a bit of a mess. Loctite everywhere. Silicone oil, silicone? Hell if I know. Something oil everywhere. Tech T gun salve grease everywhere. Try to clean this shit up the best I can. Now, let's see. Did it do what I wanted it to do? Oh, what the hell? I could have went longer. I could have went a ½ inch longer. Huh. I should have went for the 113 or the 117. Well, either way, it's still an improvement. It's still on backwards is what it is. So this goes basically 1 inch into the suppressor. So the 100mm barrel is exactly 1 inch. I mean, splitting hairs, it's 31/32. Let's see if we can kind of visualize this here. I guess this is what I should have done in the first place, is actually plan this shit out ahead of time instead of just willy-nilly doing it. Yeah, I could have another 1/2 inch before it affects the tracer. So, lesson learned. We'll chalk this up to learning something new, learning from mistakes. And for right now, I got a little bit more power than I had before. Alright, so I guess that's it for today, because I'm not remaking that video right now and doing all that shit all over again. Anyway, still an improvement. Going from 84mm to 100mm. It's going to be a power boost. I'll get a chrono after this upgrade. See what the difference is with propane, red gas, black gas, HPA. See what the 100mm does over the 84. And then I'll eventually circle back around. Probably before the next Nilsum event in April. And I'll throw in this 113. Since I think it will fit and still let me keep tracer function. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.